And eventually, if you just keep going, it will grow into a whole new, original, creative plan, a mission. And hey, maybe eventually you will turn into a legend, a well-known wildlife hero. Moving on to number 5. This is a little bit more of what I do, what I work towards. And that is, of course, a wildlife filmmaker. And of course, I'm gonna also include wildlife photographer, because they are, in some ways they're similar, in other ways they're not similar. But yeah, I'll just discuss it as one topic. This is probably one of the most popular jobs/careers. What is wildlife filmmaking? Or what is photography? Of course, I don't really need to explain that. It's making content about wildlife, about nature. This is really where storytelling comes in. Filmmaking or photography without storytelling is just, it's nothing. Not nothing, but it is. Without storytelling, it is just, photography is just a photo, or filmmaking is just good footage. For the rest, it's nothing. There are a lot of different ways of filmmaking and photography, and with different purposes and different goals. There are different styles and types of camera work. Already there are so many different lenses, long lenses, wide angle, macro lenses, but also drones, sliders, gimbals, camera traps. Those are very successful nowadays. Camera traps, you really should eventually get into that. Camera traps discover the hidden world of some animals. Even whole camera cranes. And of course we've got things like slow motion, time-lapse, hyperlapse, different kinds of time-lapses, night cameras, infrared, all kinds of different styles and equipments. So that's the beginning. Yeah, so that's the first part of different ways to film. But that's just the equipment. Then there's also real style, the way of how you film. And that all starts with one thing, one key element. Foundation, and that is storytelling. Storytelling, let me tell you right now, storytelling is the most important thing about wildlife filmmaking and photography, and maybe even also the most important thing about activism, education, inspiration, motivation, all these things. Storytelling. Storytelling is the golden element, is what makes the true difference. That's what really connects people. Basically all kinds of wildlife filmmaking start with storytelling. It's the most important thing about wildlife filmmaking and photography, or just filmmaking and photography in general. Picture this, a nature documentary without storytelling is just quality footage, sharp, detailed, and all of that, but that's it. It's not more than just amazing footage. The real reason why some nature documentaries are as popular as they are is because of storytelling. For example, BBC Earth nature documentaries like Our Planet 2, Life in Color, Our Life on Our Planet, all of this amazing content. Number 1. The most important reason why this content is so amazing and why it is so good and so popular is not just because they film it with the most expensive cameras in the most detailed quality, the best possible quality. It helps, yes, but the real reason why it is so good and so amazing is storytelling. There is always a story unfolding, or multiple smaller stories, or sometimes even smaller stories that eventually add up to one big story. It's the reason why people are able to make a connection with the content. It's the thing that moves people, that touches people. It's the thing that triggers people's emotions. Then there are also different purposes, different reasons, different goals in wildlife filmmaking or photography. It's all about what story do you want to tell? What do you want to achieve? What's the message? What do you want to show people? We've got educational filmmaking, wildlife filmmaking, inspirational, motivational, a form of activism, wildlife filmmaking, trying to get attention for specific topics, of course, like anti-poaching, or it can be advocating for something, for conservation, for example, or of course simply sharing your passion for nature, especially when you're just starting out. So yeah, and this is just the basics of it. Filmmaking is, of course, in my opinion, one of the best ways, because we've got the internet now. It's the best way to reach people. It's the fastest way to reach people and the way to reach as many people as possible. I mean, one video, one piece of content can get millions of views, even tens of millions, if you do it right, of course. And the sad reality is important content doesn't get the most views. It's always short little useless videos that get the most views. A very calming fact: you don't need all the attention in the world. You don't need to get the attention of 7.5 billion people, you know. What we need is enough people on board. Enough people that respect wildlife and nature and engage with it. We don't need the whole world, just a part of it. And that part needs to be big enough. So yeah, wildlife filmmaking and photography, find your own style, find your own creativity, your own way of telling your own stories. Be authentic, be real. It's difficult, difficult. It's also the only way that you're gonna be successful. If you try to copy someone else or something else, sooner or later you're gonna or lose motivation, or people are gonna just ignore you because you're not real. You know, people are gonna see that you're copying something else or someone else. Come up with your own stuff. Start small with little things, and eventually, you know, if you just keep going, it will grow into a whole new, original, creative plan, a mission. And hey, maybe eventually you will turn into a legend, a well-known wildlife hero or conservationist. And maybe eventually you will actually change the world, help nature. What more can I say? First of all, you're doing it because you love it anyway. It's the number one thing that gives you motivation. It's your purpose in life. Second of all, with me at least, I feel a sense of like it's my responsibility. I don't just do it because I really love it. It's my mission. It's almost my obligation to do this. I feel like nature chose me to do this. So you have to start by asking yourself, what is it that I want to show people? What story do I want to tell? What is it that I find amazing and important? Start there, and from then on start creating some kind of plan. What am I gonna show people? How am I going to get people's attention, and how am I gonna show people the thing that I want to show? How am I gonna tell the stories that I want to tell? So yeah, that's the start, that's the foundation of filmmaking and photography. And from then on, just build it up, build it stronger, more creative, more crazy, more professional, more original, and never stop. Alright? That is it. That are the 5 of the most amazing wildlife paths in life and careers and jobs to help nature. Pick the thing that fits you the most, dig deep in your heart, touch your passion, and based on that, go for your mission. You have to know yourself, of course. Know what are your strengths. Use your own strengths, your own passion in a smart way. Use your own personality, your own creativity, and all of that stuff. Use it to your advantage so it has the most impact possible. Woo! So it can make the biggest change, especially in the long term. I hope you found this video useful, you enjoyed it, maybe even found your purpose, your mission. I hope this video really helped you with figuring out how you are gonna help nature, how you're gonna change the world, how you are gonna make the planet green again. If you, of course, have any questions left or you wanna discuss anything, leave a comment and I will be there and we will figure it out. Of course, if you want to see more content like this, subscribe and all that stuff. And as always, let's make the planet green again. And I will see you in the next video. Wild out!